Hello, just me again. When I was doing cleaning the wound on Merlin, where he had, got attacked by another cat and punctured a big hole deep down in his head, and I had made some saline solution to cleanse it up and get all of the pus and stuff out to get it cleansed before I could put anything else on it. And a subscriber had mentioned that's a good thing for everybody to learn how to do. Excuse me. So why not mention it? And I'll do just that. So it's cold here. Okay, so to make the saline solution for cleansing wounds, mix a half a teaspoon of iodized, I can't say that word, iodized table salt with 8 ounces of boiled and cooled distilled water. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay, now ensuring the salt dissolves completely. This creates a normal saline solution with a 0.9% salt concentration, which is the standard for wound cleaning. So it didn't matter if it was the dog or, a cat or what all. You need to get it clean, okay? You want to make sure that it cools before you apply it, okay? Now, some things to remember is use distilled water for the most sterile solution. Always use distilled water, okay? Which can be purchased at most grocery stores. So you can just get you a bottle of distilled water. You can get it by the gallon. You can get it in just those little bottles. Always good to have a couple of them on hand, okay? Now, on the tap water that you're going to boil, if distilled water isn't available, then that's when you want to boil the tap water for at least 5 minutes, okay, before using it to kill any bacteria, which in his case, it was pretty infected. We didn't even know he had it until it just started oozing out when I was putting the medication in his eyes. So that's when it just started oozing out. I mean, it looked like somebody turned on a faucet. It was that much. And then when I thought that it all came out, then I had to very, very slowly just kind of like put a slight pressure, because that was his skull there, just slight pressure, and to get any remaining out. And then, of course, once the blood started coming out, then I knew all of the pus and stuff was out, because then it was blood. Okay, so that's another whole ball game there. But I wanted to say that's the saline solution, so that's used for, to kill the bacteria in the water if you need it to boil it. Okay, now the non-iodized, I think I kind of somewhat pronouncing that correctly, the salt, use only non-iodized table salt, okay, as the iodine can irritate the wound. So if it has the iodine in it, it's going to irritate it. So you want to have it with the non-iodine in it, okay? Now the measurements that you want it to be is you want to be precise when you're doing, when you're mixing it, okay? So I've told you how much and everything to use already, so you want to be precise when you're doing the measurements, all right? Because you want to ensure the correct concentration so that it can work properly. All right. And like I said before, you make sure that your solution, if you're boiling it, remember, if you don't have the distilled, you want to boil it. Now, if you're boiling it, make sure it is cooled off before you apply it. Alrighty? And pretty much that's how, that's how to make it. So, if you don't have hydrogen peroxide to clean it and you need to make your, your solution, your saline solution, then this is how to make it. Okay? Thank you for watching. And thank you to my subscriber that mentioned and said everyone should know how to make that in case of an emergency. So there you go. This is how I do it. So I'm just letting you know how I do it. Make sure, if you haven't watched the previous videos, make sure you read the description under the playlist, because it tells you I'm not a doctor. I don't just claim to be. I'm not a professional. So just read it so you know what it says. Okay? Thank you. Bye. Cold. I'll survive.